Comic-Con Africa 2025 is here, and fans, of course, are eagerly anticipating another year of geek celebrations. Now, the event taking place this weekend at the Johannesburg Expo Centre promises to be bigger and better than ever. And highlights include the exclusive Funko Pops, cosplay, and of course celebrity guests as well included in the bill. And notably, this year's event will also feature sign language interpreters on the main stage, making a significant step towards inclusivity for hearing impaired audience members. Tickets are available on Howler starting from 190 Rand for a day pass, and fans can of course secure their spot for this epic celebration of pop culture. So to talk to us more about all of this excitement, we're joined by director at We Cosplay SA, Les Allen. Les, good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, SK. Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity to discuss this. You're right on the money in relation to inclusivity. Being a geek is all about inclusivity. You like things, I like things. While we may not like the same things, we accept that we are nerds, we are geeks, and we'd like to let our flag fly. So, as you said, this is a really important step to allow hearing impaired people to enjoy all of the panels and the excitement of Comic-Con as anybody else would.
And I love that. We are nerds, we are geeks, we embrace it, and we do what we love to do. Just for the uninitiated, exactly what is it that you will be doing?
At a Comic-Con event, the main stage is where most of the activity happens. You mentioned the international guests. This year, Comic-Con Africa has Misha Collins from Supernatural, Jesse T. Usher from The Boys TV show, and many, many more. So the main stage is where everything happens. We will have sign language interpreters on the main stage to do signing for members of the audience that are hearing impaired. There will also be a direct feed of that interpreter up onto the main screen, so anybody in the crowd, they don't have to be seated at the front, anybody in the crowd can actually see the interpreter helping convey the conversation. And there's a lot of behind the scenes, there's a lot of anecdotes, there's a lot of interesting stories that take place on these panels when we're interviewing these guests. So to be able to convey that in a manner that can be easily communicated to the hearing impaired is a really significant step. With sign language becoming a national language in July of 2023, this is the first pop culture event in South Africa that has sign language interpreters on main stage, and we're hoping next year that we can extend that to all of the stages inside of Comic-Con.
And then with regard to the exclusive Funko Pops that will be available at the event, Les, will that be limited to specific quantities?
They have to be. There wouldn't be an unlimited amount of these. So it kind of has to be a first in, first serve kind of situation. Now, you mentioned the ticket sales for Comic-Con Africa. Saturday and Sunday are now actually sold out. So there's no chance of getting a 4-day pass. But tickets are available for Thursday and Friday. So if you can get some time off tomorrow, you can make a dash down to Comic-Con Africa and see what you can secure for yourself.
And who can people look forward to seeing and meeting?
There are amazing guests. We've got a number of international comic book artists coming through. We have the best of South African cosplayers taking the stage. They're competing for the Cosplay Championship and a lip-syncing battle that's taking place on the Friday afternoon. Plus, you'll get to see all of the amazing stands. And it's very important to remember that the Sign Language Initiative is actually supported by our friends at the Embassy of Japan and their Japan Exchange and Teaching Program, that they want to help South African nerds, South African otaku get over to Japan and experience those cultures. And also Canon South Africa. Canon has come on board to help provide this visual medium, and they're also providing opportunities for people to take amazing photos and get a bit of a souvenir of their time at Comic-Con Africa.
And just coming back to the Cosplay Championships, talk to us about that, just in a little more detail, please, Les.
Sure. So cosplay is where you see all these people dressing up as characters. Now, you might think it's just a bit of fun, and it can very well be, and we encourage everybody to do so. Please take on the form of your favorite character. However, for cosplay, this can become a professional business. So highly skilled South Africans are creating their own costumes by hand That's one of the conditions of the competition, that they must create it by hand. And some spend hundreds of hours and thousands of rands building these costumes, but they are absolutely amazing as far as their skill levels are concerned. On the Sunday, South Africa holds its qualifying round for the International Cosplay Championship. That's where our winner will go across to compete in London next year against the world's best cosplayers. And in all of the years that South Africa has competed in this competition, they've placed second, first, second, third, and top five. That's in the 5 appearances. So South Africa has a really proud tradition of cosplay, and it's amazing to go and see these amazing costumes and maybe take a photo yourself.
It certainly sounds like a fabulous idea there, Les. And, you spoke about the inclusion of sign language interpreters on the main stage. But just with regard to people with other disabilities, mobility impairment, for example, how will they be catered for in terms of getting around?
Absolutely. The Comic-Con Africa team take that very seriously. The Nazareth venue as well also has ramps into each of and out of all of the halls, so there's complete access for anybody with mobility issues. So that is always taken care of and always respectfully observed.
And just a quick one with regard to guaranteeing attendees' safety, because I think that's always a big issue for people.
Absolutely. There are security checks at the entrance. Now, with cosplay, some people can create their own weapons, but there are mandatory rules around those. So you can't have any sharp weapons. If anything resembles a gun, then it must have an orange covering over the end of it so we can identify whether it's just a toy gun, etc. But all security checks are done at the entrance. So everything is inspected. Actual weapons are prohibited from the premises. So Comic-Con Africa does take attendee safety very seriously and have instituted a number of checks all the way through the convention.
Well, Les, sounds absolutely fascinating, and no doubt whoever's attending is going to have a blast. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Director at We Cosplay South Africa, Les Allen, talking to us about Comic-Con Africa 2025. It's taking place, in fact, starting today through until Sunday at the Johannesburg Expo Centre. So as Les was indicating, some of the days already sold out. So if you want to make an appearance there, do go out and get your tickets speedily.